Hey guys, this is Wolf here, and I'm bringing you a hopefully new series called Mountain Blade Warband, obviously, because the name, and I'm gonna hopefully play it till either you guys get bored or I get bored. Oh, and I don't get bored of this game. I love it. It's my most favorite game. Um, yeah, this is probably the fastest game I can have load on my computer as it freezes. Okay, there we go. Um, um, this is just I'm gonna leave it here a little so you guys can pause it, read it. Um, I'm gonna be uh, where's a coin? Okay, I'm gonna use my key card, and the lady on it is the heads, and the tails is the back. If it's heads, I get male. If it's not, oh, I'm female. That's great. Um, I'm gonna try to set it up so I can get the best setup as so I can have more soldiers sooner. Because if I choose Impoverished Noble, it instantly gives me like 1 renown, 2 renown, which is kind of really pointless. Yeah. You guys will figure that out what it is later. I'll explain it when I get into the game. Traveling Merchant will give me something to sell, which is really useful. Uh, the Veteran Warrior increases my attack. Hunter increases my bows. Steppe no Nomad increases horse riding, and Thief increases, I want to say, one-handed, and I'm going to go with the Veteran. A page at Nobleman's Court is really useful. A Craftsman Apprentice. This one I don't really know what it does. So, I've been influenced to read it now. As a child, your family scrabbled out of a meager living for your father's wages as a guardsman at the local lord. To the local lord. It was not an easy existence, and you were too poor to get much of an education. You learned mainly how to defend yourself on the streets with or without a weapon in hand. You started to learn about the world almost as soon as you could walk and talk. You spent your early life as, and this one I'm going to pick a craftsman apprentice because just like the traveling merchant, it gives you something to sell sooner, so it gives it really good it gives it a good advantage. So uh, if I get in a pinch of without money, I can sell it and get money, and it has a lot of good things to do it. A lady in waiting, I don't know what it does, nor does that one. This one, a traveling university student. Oh, I should probably read it. Blah. As a growing, as a girl growing out of childhood, you apprenticed with a local craftsman to learn a trade. After years of hard work and study under your new master, he promoted you to journeyman and employed you as a full-paid craftsman for as long as you wished to stay. Then, as a young adult, life changed as it always does. You became a lady-in-waiting, a troubadour, I don't know what that is, so I don't usually pick it, a university student, a goods peddler, a smith, or a game poacher. Game poacher, I know, increases archery. Goods peddler gives me a little bit of extra money. University student gives me a book. Lady in waiting, I want to say, gives me like renown, so people will know of me more, think of me better. And since I'm a female character, it's gonna be harder for me to get renown. But I don't usually pick renown-based things right off the bat, but I wouldn't know for sure. So what I want to do is I want to go with a smith, because I want to say it gives me a weapon. Through the destruction, yeah, no, this distinction felt sudden to you. Somewhere along the way, you had become a woman, and the whole world seemed to change around you. You pursued a career as a smith, crafting items of function and beauty out of simple metal. As time wore on, you became a master of your trade, and fine work started to fetch your fine prices. No, wait, what? Your wow. Fine work started to fetch fine prices. With food in your belly and logs on your fire, you could take pride in your work and your growing reputation. But soon, everything changed, and you decided to strike out on your own as an adventurer. What made you take the decision? This decision was personal revenge, loss of a loved one, wanderlust, being forced out of your home, lust for money and power. All of these don't really affect anything, so they don't give you anything special or anything. Um, but what I like to do is either loss of a loved one or wanderlust. And for this one, I'm going to do loss of a loved one. Only you know exactly what caused you to give up your old life and become an adventurer. All you can say is that you couldn't bear to stay, not with the memories of those you loved so closely, so painful. Yeah. Perhaps your new life will let you forget, or honor the name that you can no longer bear to speak. Become an adventurer and ride your destiny. This one, I usually always say allow me to quit without saving, because I hate when I get beaten in a battle. But I'm going to go realistic, and I'm going to go no quitting without saving. And now I get my attribute points. Um, charisma. Charisma gives each point increased your party size limit by 1. The following skill cannot be developed beyond 1/3 of charisma: prisoner management, leadership, and trade. As you can tell down here, my leadership is at 2, and that's really good because I should only be able to get, oh yeah, no, leadership's at its maximum right now. But that means I'm going to be able to get like 50 people right off the bat, which is really useful. Uh, if I become a noble woman, not yet, of course, that's way too soon. Um, it increases how many people you can have. And I put 1 in charisma to get 9, so I can have 3 leadership, because I really like to have a big army. Prisoner management is really important too, because it gives you the ability to sell people. And if you have army men, or your army to have blunt weapons, you can take more, which is really useful, and that's a large part of your money. Persuasion, that's more of a later on skill when you get up to the point when you are either helping someone own the world or you're trying to own the world. Inventory management is really good to get, which I get every time. Spotting, pathfinding, and the medical ones down here, first aid, surgery, and wound treatment. are usually skills I don't get because you can find companions that you can mold into medical people or spotting people, stuff like that. And I have one in tactics already, so I might do that, but I'm most likely not. Training is a good one to get because it will increase how many times your soldiers level up. And if I had no skills in or no points into it, that means my soldiers would only level up during or after battles if they survive. Looting is useful for getting more from a battle. Weapons mastery increases how much I can increase these skills here. And most of the time you always start off with a one-handed, and it's not that bad because you have a shield. Um, my usual tactic is go to two-handed after a while, then get a shield on the back, because even though the shield is on your back, you still get the protection from it. And now let's jump back to this. Intelligence, it gives you more skill points. Agility will help stuff with riding, athletics, and looting, which is helpful. Strength is your health too, so I'll do that. And intelligence. Power strike increases the damage by 8%. I have one of riding, so that means I'll be riding. And I'll do one in shields. Shield will increase the amount of, and decrease the amount of damage done to me through my shield. And now, I can adjust my person to make her look like what I want. And what I do is I just randomly click and click and click and click and nope. 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 That girl's creepy. I just don't like her hair. As you can also see, is I start with a crossbow and a sword down here. So I start out with a decent weapon. I'll go with a ponytail. And I always put the age down to 0. And I feel like being weird. I'm gonna make her a ginger. There we go. And now this. You hear about Calradia, a land torn between rival kingdoms, battling each other for supremacy, a haven for knights and mercenaries, cutthroats and adventurers, all willing to risk their lives in pursuit of fortune, power, and glory. In this land, which holds great dangers and even greater opportunities, you believe you may leave your past behind and start a new life. You feel that finally you hold the key of your destiny in your hands, free to choose as you will, and that whatever course you take, great adventures will await you. Drawn by the stories you hear about Calradia and the kingdoms, you join a cavern to Pravin, Raylan, blah. The main thing is the kingdoms. Kingdom of Swaredia, Kingdom of Vagirs, Kingdom, or the Kurgat, Canet, I can never say these right, except for the Nords. Kingdom of the Nords, Kingdom of the Raduks, and Saran Salt. The Vagirs and the Nords are in the north and they are winter people. They're good ones to start out with if you don't know what you're doing, because the raiders and bandits are a few of numbers, but they are slightly strong. The Swati and the Karagit are very bad ones to start out with because their raiders and bandits always have horses, and it's really annoying. The Raduks, they're okay to start with. It just depends on if you're ready for the battles. They don't ride horses, nor do the Nords or the Vanguards. And the Sand People, I absolutely hate them because they ride horses, and their bandits have a tendency to have overpowered horses. So what I usually choose is the Raduks or the Nords. And for this, I feel like going with Raduks. So the kingdom, or the ship to Jakella? I don't know. You came by ship, skirting the cliffs, where the Raduks highlands meet the sea. Much of the coastline was obscured by tendrils of fog that snaked down the river valleys, but occasionally you caught sight of a castle watchtower raising above the mist. And on one occasion, a beacon fire burnt to warn of an enemy warband. You knew that you were relatively safe at sea, as you were too far south to risk encountering the Sea Raiders, who trouble the coast of Nordic lands. But it was still a relief to reach the Silver Estuary gateway to the port of Jakil and see a Raduk galley riding an anchor. Its pristine pennants fluttering in the evening breeze. And I am sorry, guys, I am butchering every word I'm betting. And I'm drooling all over the place. You are exhausted by the time you find the inn in Jakil and fall asleep quickly. However, you awake before dawn and were eager to explore your surroundings. You venture out onto the street, which are still deserted. All of a sudden, you hear a sound that stands the hair on the back of your neck, the rasp of a blade sliding out of its scabbard. And this is where we join the game. What I usually do is I just kind of wait. Okay, there you are. You kill him off, and then you wait for... Where are you? There you are. Him. The merchant of Jakil. He's a merchant in every village, or every town, so you don't have to worry about it. Are you alright? Well, I guess you're alive. At any rate, I'm not sure that we can say the same about the other fellow. That's one less thief to trouble our streets at night. Although, heaven knows he won't be the last. Anyway, maybe you can help me with something. Let's talk more inside. Out here, we don't know who's listening. The merchant takes you to his house. Once inside, he stands by the door for a while, checking the streets, and then finally, convinced you have not been followed, comes near you to speak. Come on, you can do it. And guys, this is where I shall end it. I hope you guys like it. Keep a smile, guys.